Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. In this video I'm going to be starting a new project. We're going to be building an off-grid multi-purpose building starting in the woods. I'll be cutting down trees and milling them into lumber. While I'll continue to work and post on the $9,000 house, I wanted to start showing this project now. Real estate prices are at an all-time high. Lumber and other building materials are also peaking, so I felt an offbeat project would be good for these offbeat times. This structure will be built and used for many things. The ground level will be workshops as well as lumber storage and equipment storage, including my sawmill. The second floor will be a finished living space that will be used as an office, a place for myself and guests to stay, as well as a creative space for small projects. This video will start with one of my more challenging trees. After extracting the tree from the woods, I'll mill it along with others, then begin constructing the building. I'll be bouncing back and forth between this project and the $9,000 house, which will add some variety to the channel and keep videos coming out regularly. While the construction cost of this building will be low, the cost of equipment I am using is high. I'm using a four-wheel drive John Deere tractor for heavy lifting, trucks and trailers, and a fully hydraulic sawmill for milling lumber. I'm also building on and sourcing logs off a large piece of land. I acknowledge this because it's obvious, and to address the fact that there's a range of tools and equipment that can be used to accomplish the same project. This ranges from methods used by the pioneers to having way more equipment and people to help than me. You also don't need a lot of land, and raw land can still be had pretty cheaply. Along the way, I'll do my best to touch on how I'm doing things and what tools I'm using. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I started this project this past winter and been filming as I go. Let's go back in time a bit and see where it all began. In the woods, at the stump of a standing dead pine. I'm rigged up to pull down this tree. I started cutting it down last night. You can see where it started to fall, opening up the back cut. It got caught up in the tree, so I've got my winch set up with all the snatch blocks I have. And I'm gonna reach over here with my pole saw and cut on this just a little bit more to kind of free it up and then pull the tree off the stump. And then from there, I'll reposition the winch and pull back on the tree so it'll drag it across the ground until the top is free of all the stuff that it's hung up in. Wiggle. What I've done is positioned the chain, the choker chain. I basically rotated it around to where when I pull on the ropes, it's going to want to twist the tree. It's hung up on a tree on the left, so I'm going to roll it to the right and see if I can make the whole tree kind of rotate. The way I've got it now, it should kind of lift up on the tree as it rolls to where it doesn't dig in the ground too bad, and then roll it right off the tree. That's the plan, at least. The purpose for this is just to see if I can get it to fall without having to reposition the winch. It's up in the tree now. See what you can see. Yeah, as you can see, it rolled it out of I think it was in this tree here. Sorry, I'm doing the best I can with the camera right now. But now it's hung up in back in there, those two pines, this one and this one. It probably, if I just let it sit here for a few minutes, it might go. It wouldn't take much. Let me see. I'll redo the chains, and now I'm going to pull it to where it maybe tries to roll it the other way. Well, that went kind of slow and steady, not too dramatic, which is probably best for safety-wise, but more dramatic's always good for the camera. Let's take a closer look. So a recap, it was hung up in this tree, and then this tree, and then you can see this tree I just cut off and it sprung back up. That's a hickory tree. And it is about 6 inches at the bottom. So this is good size for a tree to make self bows out of, self-backed bows. So I've been wanting to do that again. I started doing that a few years ago, but I had issues with the wood. So this is a nice little hickory tree. So I'm going to take that while I'm at it. So the top of it just got bent over. And when I cut that thing up, I mean, it just sprang back up. I thought it was maybe going to be kind of gimpy after that, maybe messed it up, but it shot straight back up. This is a pretty big tree. At its biggest point, it's about 24 inches. You can see how much it dug in. Mainly just kind of scraping the top off, but I mean, still a pretty big gouge. It measured about 2 feet from here to about here. So it'll all get cut up into very usable stuff. So this is be the biggest pine tree that I've milled on the sawmill so far. Most all the rest of the stuff's probably like 12 to 14, 16 inches. So this one's almost 2 feet. So this will be good. I can get some of my bigger stuff I want out of this. And it is pretty straight all the way through until it gets to some of these gnarly things up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and limb this thing up and then drag it out. I'm about 100 meters. If you can see, that is a big oak tree right up there. So like I said, I've got this rope that I'm using is it was 100 meters long, and I've maybe about 20 feet or so of it has been messed up at the ends, and I've had to cut about 20 feet of it off here and there. So I'm just short of 100 meters out to where the tractor is. I'll either use the winch or the tractor to drag the log out. It's a heavy duty rope, so it can handle it. I'll probably use the winch. It'll be slower, but I'll be able to tell if something's getting snagged up, whereas the tractor is just going to keep on pulling and probably break the rope. So let me get going. This past spring, I started a large garden requiring lots of time, expense, and ongoing maintenance. While it is enjoyable, not everyone has the time or the space. Enter Bloomscape. Bloomscape makes things simple. Choose from a curated collection of beautiful indoor and outdoor plants, as well as a select line of pots, tools, and other items to make displaying and caring for your plants more enjoyable. Not only do Bloomscape experts take care of each and every plant, but they're available to help you after you receive your order as well. Along with the support, each plant arrives with a detailed care card that tells you the information you need to get the most out of your plants. I chose 2 plants, one large and one extra large, both located in my living room for the family to enjoy. With a choice of many plant sizes and various colored pots, you can find the right plant for any space. All plants come with a 30-day guarantee, so you can rest easy knowing that you'll be satisfied with your Bloomscape beauties. To order, go to bloomscape.com or click the link below and use my code HOMEMADEHOME to get 20% off your first Bloomscape plant order of $100 or more. Thank you to Bloomscape for sponsoring the video.
Action.
Okay. Huh? I forgot what you're supposed to say. Cut! Here I am loaded up. That was way more work than it was probably worth, but kind of getting this wood from kind of a cool spot. So it's about 24 inches at its widest dimension. You know, that one right there is probably 16 inches, but real clear. You know, it's just got a little blue staining going on, but that'll be real good wood to mill up. And spent the day doing it with my dad, so I guess that can be a positive. But yeah, that was a lot of effort. I mean, from that big tree right here, that stuff was 100 yards into the woods, so that was a lot of pulling. I broke the handle on an axe I made, so that's a shame. Kind of messed up the end of my rope, so there's a cost. I'm thinking on stuff like this, in my situation, it would probably be better for me just to buy loads of logs and just have them dropped off by a dump truck at my house. And then on occasion, if you need a really long one, then you might go after that one. Otherwise, just get your wood from somebody. Let them kind of, you know, take the dangerous side of that. Being in the woods, cutting down trees, really dangerous. The mill's completely safe compared to cutting down trees, especially dead ones. In the next video, I'll begin by sanding the walls and moving on from there. If you enjoyed this video, not only should you subscribe, but also turn on notifications. I would also greatly appreciate it if you would leave a comment, as that is one of the ways YouTube ranks videos. Any comment will do. Also click on the thumbs up. As always, you can view all my other videos on this channel, as well as the Homestead Craftsman that has a lot of similar topics such as milling lumber, woodworking projects, and more. And for those that are wondering how I get my money to buy all these houses, tools, and equipment, the answer is simple. I started off with very little, worked hard, made money, and invested in real estate. If you'd like to know how I found these houses, my easy-to-read ebook, Cheap Houses, How I Find and Buy Inexpensive Real Estate, will tell you how. You can find the link to the book in the description below, along with many other valuable links. I'm pleased that you could join me for the start of this project and look forward to showing you more as the project moves forward. Thanks for watching.